Hey everyone, Mr. Bart here. This video is to talk through the building campaign that we're in right now. And I want to give you some of the financial overview of what has been raised, what has it gone towards, how much left do we have to raise. So we'll get to the numbers in a second. But first of all, it's so important that we always put first the why to what we're doing. You know, we're in an exciting time right now where we are seeing God move in the lives of people, the lives of families, the lives of students, the lives of seniors, and we give him the high praise for what he is doing. This next stage that we're about to enter into together, it's about expanding the hope of the gospel. It's about helping people that live in our neighborhoods, in our zip codes, in our community, come to know and experience the love and the grace of God. And we believe that facilities can be one tool to help further the expansion of the hope of Jesus. And so together, here we are in our moment to stand side by side and shoulder to shoulder on the wall. It's interesting in the book of Nehemiah in chapter 7, there's this moment that talks about the giving. And just notice with me, it says this, it says, the governor gave to the treasury 1,000 derricks of gold. And then it says some of the heads of the families gave to the treasury work 20,000 derricks of gold. And then it says the total given by the rest of the people was 20,000 derricks of gold and 2,000 minas of silver. But what I love about that is it talks about, you know, the leader or the leadership, the governor even himself, he got involved. And then the heads of families, they said, hey, we have a role to assist with this as well. And then it says, and the rest of the people. So in other words, this has never been about equal giving. It's always been about equal sacrifice, that we're not all at a place where we can do the same. And so the Lord knows. I mean, for some of us to give $20 a month could be a substantial sacrifice. And for other people to give $2,000 a month could be a substantial sacrifice. But together, shoulder by shoulder, we can do something in our day to create space for more people to find and follow Jesus. So I want to talk with you through the numbers. So let's go to the screen. All right, so let's dive into the numbers. First of all, by the grace of God and through your generosity, over the last 15 years, we've been able to save $1.6 million. And that became the nest egg that launched us into the possibility of this building expansion. Then, if you remember, those of you who were with us 2 years ago, we did a capital campaign. And in that campaign, we raised $1.3 million. Actually, we raised about $1.15 million, but we took what we had on hand, we took what we had raised, and we invested that in an interest earning account that over the duration of 2 years raised us an additional $150,000. So we call it about 1.3 million through gifts and through interest earned in our first campaign. So far in this building project, we've spent about 1.1 million. You say, well, what have we spent it on? Well, that would include things like the architectural plans, the engineering. That includes the parking lot renovation. That includes the retaining walls. Everything that it's taken facility-wise, planning-wise, property preparation-wise to get ready for the actual additions of square footage. So when you look at what we have right now, we have about 1.85 million on hand for this phase of the project. We estimate the building costs will be right around 3.3 million. And that will include the building, that will include the furniture. We have a little bit more parking lot renovation to do up top. And so when we look at what we have left to raise, it's about 1.5 million. Now, our prayer has always been, Lord, if there's a way to fund this thing without taking it alone, God, let it be so. But we also realize that we're all in a place where we have so much to contribute, and then we might have to look at financing. So our goal in this iteration is to raise $500,000. Right now, we have about 400 families that are a part of Suncrest Worship. And my prayer is to the Lord, would 300 families get involved in this expansion project to expand the hope of Jesus in our generation. And I know we can't all give the same, but we can all prayerfully consider, Lord, what's my role as shoulder to shoulder we take our place on the wall to advance the mission of Jesus here. Now, is there a way to raise 1.5 million? Well, of course, there's always a way with God and with God's people. And I'll just give you a blueprint for that. If we were trying through one-time gifts and through 12-month pledges to raise 1.5 together, it could look something like this. It'd probably take 5 families who have the capacity and who prayerfully feel the burden from God to take this initiative step, to be leading givers in this, and to give $75,000 per family over this 12-month campaign. It would also take 10 families that say, we feel called by God to give $35,000 to help advance the mission of the expansion project. 20 families that say, we believe that our capacity is $10,000, and in Jesus' name, we want to support what's going on here. That would leave 50 families that feel like, they could make a pledge of around $400 to $500 a month for a 12-month period. And then leave a lot of us that would be looking at somewhere between $50 and $2,500 or $500 and $2,500 in this campaign. That would be a pledge of, about $40 a month, all the way up to $200 or $250 a month. And together, if you look at those numbers, that would total $1.5 million. Now, hear my heart. This is not about a building. This is not about square footage. This is about helping more people just like you and I, find and follow Jesus. This is about the name of God being elevated in our region and the story of God being advanced so that people can find the hope of God in their lives. For however long we remain here, I don't know what building projects will look like in the future. But I know for most of us, this is sort of our time. The church family of Suncrest Worship in different generations. In 1991, 92, when they built the lower building, well, that was their opportunity. And then again in 2000, 2020, or 2000, 2001, when they built the upper building that I'm presently standing in, that was their opportunity. But for many of us, this is our opportunity. Together, each of us, on the wall, finding our place, making our prayer to the Lord of what is our level of engagement that you want us to participate in. So please pray, and please pray about giving to the Expand campaign. And we're going to keep our focus on Jesus. We're going to keep our focus on the Word of God. We're going to keep our focus on reaching, helping, caring for, and discipling people. And we'll see what the Lord will do through this building project of His. So God bless you as you pray, and God bless you as you give.